When I was a kid, I watched a cow chew her cud. Chewing the cud is the root meaning of the word meditate, M-E-D-I-T-A-T-E. In my early teens, I wanted to become an Olympic weightlifter. The picture of Paul Anderson, the then American weightlifter, influenced most of my decisions. All other disciplines I might have chosen were put out of my mind. My barbells went with me from Montana to Alberta to Virginia and back. Meditating on what I was to become was very natural for me because that's where my heart was. I was responsible for what I was to become. Proverbs 23:7 indicates, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." In other words, as I was all along in my heart, so was I in my action. I also have a good friend who spent a lot of time in Q School. Q School is where they qualify for the Pro Golf Tour. It was incredibly important for the instructor that my golf swing be right. However, there was no way that I could become a good golfer if my heart was not in it. And here's the problem. When God, who is perfect, looks into my heart, he sees what's there. He described it perfectly in Genesis 6:5, and I quote, "And God saw that the wickedness of man was great, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually." Unquote. The word heart signifies not only the imaginations, but also the purpose and the desire. Other scriptures essentially say the same thing. The imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth, Genesis 8:2. Matthew 15:19. Out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, fornication, theft, false witness, evil speaking. These are the things that corrupt a man. Ephesians 2:1 is even more descriptive. "And you did he quicken when you were dead to God through your trespasses and sins. You walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince and the power of the air, the spirit that now works in the sons of disobedience, among whom we all once lived in the lusts of our flesh, doing the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as the rest." The imaginations of the mind are such that we chew and chew over and over on whatever we delight in, which is our choice. We become what we think. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And that is why the new birth is not an option. If you even desire to be part of God's kingdom, the Holy Spirit is already at work in your heart. Only a loving God can implant His Spirit into your being, who can change your very nature. To those who are born from above, He encourages. Proverbs 4:3, "Keep thy heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life." In the first psalm, there's a blessing attached to the person who avoids activities and company of question, and delights in the law of the Lord is a prerequisite to meditating on the law of the Lord day and night. The promise is that he shall prosper in everything he does. And that's the way it is right from the Bible.